How's it going, everybody? It's your boy McWhoopin, and today we are back with yet another episode of NHL 21 Franchise Mode with your Newfoundland Squid Jiggers. Now we are at the trade deadline, and just to give you a little bit of forewarning, the reason why I don't really hear anything in the background is because audio kind of got messed up, so I'm trying to re-record all this and go from there. So I'm trying to do commentary over this, try to remember exactly how I did this, because this is actually a few days after I actually did the initial recording, so some of this is still a little bit fuzzy. But yeah, right now we are at the deadline, about to actually go through and see if we can trade to get some more first round picks. Pretty much trying to dismantle the team for the year, get ourselves some high-end draft picks, because there are some very good players that we want to get, so we'll try to move ourselves up there, get ourselves a trade deadline. And as I said, we're going full on seller. I'm going to enter into the trade deadline. The little mini game here. We got Bufflin already on the block. He's the top person that we have on there. Trying to get more first rounders. Right now I'm just trying to find out which teams are at the bottom of the list, because I'm wanting to get that first overall pick. And so now doing a little searching, and now getting quite a bit of trade offers in this thing. Really did not want to give up to Foley, Augustin, even just for 2 second-round picks. It's just not worth it. If I'm going to get something, I want to get something better than that. And so, just trying to see if they'll send me anything. Yeah, nothing's coming up, so now I can go back through. Maybe I got some time to double check these stats again. I couldn't do because of the trade request last time, so now I can see who was in last. So there you go. It's Calgary, Islanders, Habs, Rangers, Panthers, Devils. That's kind of your group. So now time to go and play a little bit of trade deadline options. Switch them over to one of those teams, see if we can make some trades. Go with the Rangers first, see if we can trade a couple people here. See if we can, because they want a buff. See if we can coax that first out of them. Let's see what else we can add in here. I'm going to throw in Gustafsson. We can always add somebody new later, but yeah, of course they say no. And we get a lot of this. There's a lot of no's, which is usually what happens at trade deadline, especially when you're trying to trade for people's first round picks and they are like, they've already tanked for the season, so you know their first round pick is valuable. They never want to trade it, so it does make things a lot more difficult to kind of get those first overall picks. So adding in Miller to that, still nothing. Even just go throw on some draft picks, take our, go with our third. I think I started off with third. No, I don't know. I just try to go it early, see if just adding the 6 would be enough. No, okay. Let's just try going up a level. No. And yeah, so they're still saying that it's like proposal is still not acceptable. These are all things that they want, but they don't want to. Give it up. So yeah, now still trying to figure out anybody else to kind of throw in there. Try Magdalene. And the thing is, try another pick. Try going back with picks again. There we go. So Magdalene the 4th. Still nothing. Try with 3rd. Still nothing. I'm still saying it's woefully insufficient. And I'll try the 3rd and the 4th. So rejected. And try popping in step on. Maybe he gets a little more trade value out of it. Take the wave picks. Still nothing. And go back in. Pop the picks back in. So now just try it with my 2nd, which I didn't want to give up initially. I was like, you know what, screw it. Try it with the 2nd. And they're still saying no. Now looking at like how much value I have. I've got a lot of value in here. I'll pop in another pick. Still nothing. Run that up. 2nd and 3rd. Do anything this time. Still no. And at this point, I'm pretty much thinking I'm not getting anything else out of this. So I just exit out. No point. They're not doing anything. So Rangers are kind of a bust for me. Now, I'm going to go explore my trade options with some of my guys. See what people will give me for them. And nobody wanted Gustafsson and Buffalo at the same time. Now check out just the pure Buffalo trade. So pair of 2nds and Halak. Shishman, Halak, 3rd. And then my 2nd, yep, again, 3rd and 4th, 3rd, 4th, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, Siegenthaler, Michael, 3rd, yeah. Throwing in Gustafsson. It's literally only the single trades they offer. Gustafsson, 2/3 for Vegas' 2nd, Fleury, and another second. And at this point now, this is kind of annoying me that they're offering me old people, which is what I don't want. I wanted youth because I'm trying to rebuild everything. So now it's time to kind of come in here, remove my wants. And kind of edit them at the same time here. And turning off future picks because I want this year's stuff, not anything from further years on. So, see if this will quell the trades I don't want in there. There you go, it's on 9:35 in there. Time's starting to run out a little. Let's try to find some more trades. And trying to determine who's the second piece I kind of want to put with Bufflin to kind of sweeten the odds to get first. So we'll try Stepan. Nobody wants anything to deal with that. Now go with the picks. Try seeing if Bufflin and a second will work. Nobody wants anything with that. There we go. Now we got one trade for Bufflin the third, which was Crawford's sad and their fourth, which not something I wanted at all. This is becoming a very disappointing trade deadline for us. We'll keep on searching for a little longer. Time's starting to run out. We're not really finding any trades we want to get. Now it's see what they want me to give them to get their first overall. So Byfield is second and a fourth, which hindsight being 2020, I probably would have taken that. I should have taken that one, but I didn't want to give up Byfield at that time because I still wanted him in there. I want to give him my older assets, not my new ones. Now, same thing with going to Montreal. They wanted Byfield 2 firsts and a second for their first overall, which is God no way in hell I would ever do that. And at this point, yeah, I'm very, very disappointed with what's going on. Nobody's really giving up anything. It's 10:30 now. We only got like I think a half hour left in the deadline. Now I'm gonna check to see if there's any other teams I can remember that are in the basement to kind of go trade with. Just remember the Islanders and Habs, but the Rangers, the Habs, the Islanders, the Flames, Panthers, the Devils. So we're gonna try to go to any of those teams to see if we can get their first overall. Straight to the Islanders. Go to their draft picks. They're number one. So they had nothing. They didn't want anything of mine. checking out Florida's. They have anything, so they're Byfield and 2/3 for their first. That's the only trade that they wanted. And again, hindsight being 2020, I probably would have taken this one. As Money Modi quarterback, that's not that bad of a attempt. But then again, the other thing is, if it's not a guarantee going to be the first overall, it's kind of a little hard to give that one up. But now it's try to see if I can pop in a couple of other assets in there instead of Byfield. Maybe go Bufflin and see if I can kind of throw somebody else in there that has a high value, like Strome. That should be at least equivalent trade value, but now they're over the cap. So now it's trying to find somebody with no trade value and is under the cap, so it is being paid, so we can get both teams under the cap. Like, so they want to trade like somebody like Stillman, which at 22.76 it wouldn't be too bad, but again, we still need to get cap space, so need to see if we can find somebody in the NHL that has quite a bit of cap hit that I can kind of take away, but that also has like no trade value, which probably be like, something like Connolly. Which 3.5 cap, or maybe even Simon. They're still over the cap, so I still have to go with probably somebody else. No point now. Get Conley in there, but they're still over the cap. And I'm trying to think of what else I can do. And deadline's complete, so we went on a complete bust on that trade deadline. And so quite a few trades that went through, but we got nothing out of it. We got no first, which is what we wanted. So we're gonna have to try again close to the deadline. And here's bigger trade. Columbus got a couple of firsts for Foligno and Savard. And Montreal got a first and a second for Gallagher. And there's this guy here, which, take a look at him with 26 and 78 overall. Not really somebody I'd want, so does fit in with my coach, but I don't really care about this guy at all. So kind of bumbling around. Want to play him? No, not that important. Don't need him. And so we just go down to the end of the year and go to simulate and get that all done. And there we go. We lose to Toronto, beat San Jose, and now Bufflin's out. Becomes a common occurrence over the next little while because we get tons and tons of injuries. Actually, it's really bad. Not a fan of that at all, but yeah, we go through a lot of injuries, and we have to move people back and forth between the AHL and the NHL. I hate this glitch that they just started doing where if you replace an injured person for that line, they still don't properly replace them for all the lines, so then you have to go in and actually change that manually. But there we go, we beat Buffalo. And now Ethan Bear's injured. Another defenseman out. And that's, obviously not that good, especially when you already have one defenseman down for the count and you just replaced him. So now I said I have to go to our roster moves. And hit the wrong one. Gotta go back to do this again. Want to do it? Go over there? Yes, do. Okay. Now I'll switch it over to the system, and let's see what we got. We've still got quite a few people in the system. We'll find somebody that can actually move back and forth through waivers, so you don't have to actually put them up there, because you don't want to accidentally lose anybody by sending them back down after everyone's injured. Everyone's injuries are gone. So now I'll go back and edit my lines for the main. And put Gregory in there. And yeah, this time it actually popped in just fine, no issues. And now I'll let the PEI potatoes themselves, and then we've got another one against Edmonton, lost against Calgary. And now Bear returns, and I'm going to have to move Gregory back down. There we go. There's Gregory. I'm gonna have to fix my lines after Drew this, which would have preferred to fix the lines and then move them down, but you can't really do that for some godforsaken reason. I have no idea why. I have to move them down first. But now, get down to the defense. Put Bear back in. And Bufflin is almost ready to go. I was debating on whether or not to move Bufflin or not, but I was like, yeah, screw it. We'll put him back in, even though he said Bear was ready to go. But there we go. So now Bufflin is on. Myers now substituted for Bear while he waits an extra game or two to get back from injury, but doesn't pop up saying that he's fully healed. There we go. Finally popped up. Took a lot longer than usual. But now Bear is fully healed. He's good to go. I'll swap him back out from Myers. And there we go. That third line there was just all of the chemistry right there between those guys. Just kind of checking to see if we can get a little better chemistry between the lines. See anything else I can kind of do. See if we can move Buffalo up or down, or swap with anybody else around. But nothing's really doing much, so. Oh, there we go. Zadorov literally injured right away. Now going back to the defense one more time. Zadorov, then back to defenseman. Grabbing Miller this time, putting him in. And there we go. Lost my 5 overall, my +5 defense from those two. Just pass on the whole central draft thing because don't really care about that right now. A couple losses and Zadorov is now fully healed and ready to go. So we'll finally move him back in. Get Miller back out. So I want to keep on growing Zadorov. We'll try putting Miller in with Sergachev this time. We'll see if that does any better. No Myers doesn't really change anything at all. Still kind of the same. Yeah, there we go. Loss and win, and we're still hovering right around the just outside the playoffs, and then another game. And Kovac now gets injured. And so now we need to bring in somebody from the AHL to cover for us as our backup gets injured. Bring it up to the goalie, so Montembeault. It's kind of the scary one because I don't want Montembeault to be exposed at all to waivers, but still have to go back in. Just have to bring him in. Oh god, sorry. Oh, little yawny. Oh. Pop him in as a backup for Jari, and let's see if he can get a little extra growth out of this as well, getting a couple games in. Yeah, PEI is invalid rosters, but nothing can really be done with that, so we would put the nobodies back in there. And finish off the month of March. A couple more losses, which is what we wanted. Now we're back down a little bit lower in the standings. We beat Tampa, and we lose to Vegas, which is good. I think we beat Montreal. Yeah. And I think we even beat the Islanders. Yeah. So moved up even a little bit more, which is not what we wanted. Which means that even when we're trying to suck, we're still doing okay. Very annoying. But that's where it's at. So we've finished off the season. We're outside of the playoffs, which is where we wanted, but not down at the bottom, which is where we truly wanted to be. And there we go. So yeah, so we're not there. We don't care. I'm checking out the points for the season, seeing how our leaders are. Kiryanov is leading both goals and points with 27 goals, 33 assists, 60 points. Stepan number 2, Strome number 3, which is good. Sergachev still doing really well. Bufflin at 34. And yeah, we got most of the guys minimum like 20 points, so very even distribution for everybody. But everybody's in minuses, especially Toffoli. He did not do well. Yeah, I know Stepan, I think, is like, yeah, the only player that isn't a plus. And PEI, Hosang did great. Sprong also doing great. Wood, 50, 60 points for pretty much the first two lines. Even Mete, 51 points. That's fantastic for the AHL. So hopefully he gets a lot more growth. Now we can go start simulating through our playoffs with PEI. Going against Belleville. And we'll check out, see what a minor leaguers will do. And just simulate straight through the first three games. See if we can clear them out right off the bat. Lost the first game in overtime. Lost the second game fully. Won the third one overtime. And won the fourth one, and then lost in game 5. So at least we made a bit of a game out of it, but end up still first round out. So not the best. But and we know we can do better. It is what it is. And now Kovic is now healthy again, so now we got to go and move Montembeault out. Of course, after the playoffs end, that's when Montembeault gets to go back to the AHL. See, if he was there, we probably would have had a better shot at winning, having a stud goalie in there. Yeah, this time I said screw it and just moved Montembeault down. Oh, sorry, Kovic down there. Left Montembeault up just because really didn't matter for the end of the year. Here's the last central rankings. One of the last ones. And there we go, showing Nicholas Eklund. Franchise. First overall. Consensus. Ratty and Deckizer. There's Travis Wong. He's always generally a pretty good stud for a player. Usually goes out pretty well. On people that I've watched doing these on their NHL games, plus even on ones that I've played on my own personal account, then yeah, Travis Wong ends up always turning out really well. There we go. So Tampa won the Cup, Manitoba won the Calder, and yeah, cap increase. I don't have to worry about it. And yeah, the Islanders, they got first. Rangers number 2. We went from 7th to 8th, so we dropped one spot because San Jose's moved up from Edmonton's pick. They went from 11th to 3rd. And Calgary's not happy. They were the worst in the league, and they went from 1st to 4th. And Chicago and the other San Jose pick went down one. So San Jose ended up getting out like gangbusters on there, getting 2 top 10 picks. And then, another central scouting rankings, and a few retired players. And yeah, it's nobody from us, obviously, because we're a very young team. Yeah, Thornton's gone, Marlowe's gone, Hosa's gone, Seabrook's gone. Yeah, not really very many super stud players are gone, so most of them have already moved into the AHL, or we're just kind of waiting for people. But Thornton and Marlowe are already coaches. Clannery is now a scout. And thankfully nobody from my team has retired. But it's not a big deal anyways. And now time to do the draft interviews, which I don't know how useful these are. I don't know if I'm ever going to include these again in my videos. This is probably going to be my last year for doing that. I don't know, it's possible I might keep him in there, but here we go. There's Eklund. He's the one I want. Make sure we get an interview with him so we can see if we can pop this up. We don't know he's a good skater. His personality is he's a guy who wants to win at all costs, which is always a good thing. And then the readiness, which assuming they're going to be right away, yeah. Yeah, that really didn't change much. He's still medium franchise. So you know he's going to be going into high 90s, or mid 90s at least. And Ratty. Well, I wanted to get Ratty as well. I'll have 2 in there. See if I can trade for another pick, but find out. You know, strengths. Is quick as well. And just confirming that he's a 2-way. Yeah, these are really boring, so for future, I'm probably never going to include the interviews again just because they are boring. There's really not much you can kind of go with on these. Plus it cuts up some time, which is always good because I'm pretty certain that we're going through way too much time at this point. Oh yeah, there you go, there's Travis Wong. Interviewed him just in case. I can't really get up there because I was thinking probably going to still pick up Wong. Or Trevor Wong, sorry, I think I said Travis Wong, but yeah, Trevor Wong. Yeah, his biggest weakness is he's small. And yeah, he's a playmaker, so there we go, that's that. And there we go, that finishes off Wong's. And now we're done all the interviews. And there we go, we got ourselves up to the draft. And still find this annoying that I can't actually trade before the draft. I actually have to trade on the draft floor. That's kind of stupid. Well, yeah, so My biggest issue that I have with this game is that they just don't let you do that, because it would make life so much easier. Because you know what you want to do. You get that trade done way before then. You're not rushing under the clock. Like, you can trade prior to the draft. It just in the NHL, but I don't know why they don't do it on this. But here we go, moving ourselves into the draft right away. We are going in. We are trying to see if we can trade for the first overall pick, and we're like, screw it. We'll even trade in Byfield. See if we can pop in him in there. Him in the second. Let's see. Not quite enough. See if we can pop in something else. Pop in next year second. Give him way more than he wants. Still nothing. See if we can give him third from this year. Still not enough. Let's see, so many players that they want at all. And nope. So just draft picks. Let's try that third and another third, so two seconds and 2/3, and finally get the deal done. So we got the first overall pick. We gave up Byfield, but not that big of a deal because we still have the first overall pick. So we got 2 firsts in this one, and we can pick up Eklund right off the bat. We got our franchise player. There he is. Confirmed. Medium franchise. He's 79 overall to start with. There's our 8th overall. Gotta look to see if we can kind of trade the second or move up from our 8th to their second. And seeing what we have for assets to trade, which we don't really have much of that. See if they'll take Columbus's third. Yeah. See if we can add something else in there. We'll try our second from the year after that, but that's something they particularly want. So, you know what, at this point we're just kind of like, yeah, screw it. Don't think we're going to be able to move anything up there, so might as well just go to a regular pick and just accept the 8th overall. And looking between them, we got our playmaking center, or two-way center. We got 2 of those. Kind of would have preferred a sniper or maybe a power forward. Cylinder. Yeah, these guys are ET88s, and these guys are a while back, so not overly too enthused about that. Hoffman looks like it's 2 years, and he's looking pretty decent. Flipping through various players that there are around. Everyone just kind of average at this point when you're getting up to number 8 in the draft. They're not one of those super talents that you want. Through, just trying to figure out who should I choose. Between the 3 here, going with the defenseman or one of the 2 centers. becoming quite the decision to make, but still don't know who I want to go with. Was debating on whether or not to trade down a pick or two, see if I can get a little extra asset from something. I don't have really much time left, so it's like, screw it. And still, between those three, it's like, which one do you want to pick between them? So it's like, I'll take the chance on the elite defenseman. With 62, yeah, that drop went quick. Going from Eklund 79, even just to Wong goes to a 65, and then Lambos at a 62. Royce, yeah, 60. And Sillinger is 61. Both top 6. High chance of top 6. Where Lambos is medium elite. So I think it might be a better one for us to go with him. As you don't have very many draft picks anyway, so now 4th round. Got her pick. Now most of these are just going to be kind of blind picks to kind of see maybe we get somebody. No pins. Check my scout to see what they're offering. I'm thinking Wolfos. Center scouting and previous scouting are both saying Nickerson as a goalie. But you don't have another goaltender in the system, so might as well pick up a goalie. 57, he's a fringe starter. Was hoping for something a little better. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to start upgrading our scouts down the line too. Here we are, we're already in round 6. Can't remember if we actually do have a pick in the 7th round, which, yeah, it does not look like we do. So this is the last one for the draft. So now this is going to be the last kind of blind pick. See if there's any gems in here. And let's just go. Let's see if anybody still has potential. Any chances we get somebody in there? Domingue. Looking at, left wing sniper. 5'10". Still has a chance. He's potentially medium elite, which wouldn't be too bad. He's a sniper. The stats aren't really well scouted. Again, that's why I'm saying we need to get better scouts so we can actually get these things to be a little bit better for us. Now looking at center scout rankings. Nobody here is of any real consequence here. Everyone's either unknown potentials or whatnot, so it's like, I'll go with the stab pick on this one. Go with Domingue. Bottom 6 forward, medium. So it's kind of a bust for everything but getting our first overall. And so so we're gonna end it here for tonight. So again, thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and all that. Definitely helps the algorithm of the channel. So if you guys do it, it is truly appreciative. Even if you don't, just watching the channel is always so grateful for us to be able to have you guys do that. So thank you so much for even just watching. And as I said, we're going to end it here for tonight. So thank you again for watching, and have yourselves a good night.